What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. Today we're going to be talking about Week 5 Thursday Night Football, NFL 2021, Rams and the Seahawks. Look, Russell Wilson got injured on that throw. Look, the dude's finger looked like, Aaron Donald is always very, very good at getting his helmet involved where a quarterback's throwing motion is. I don't think they can actually do anything about that as like a penalty because it's very, very unfortunate, but he's just always like in the backfield. So he's always around the quarterback as they're trying to make the throw. Very, very unfortunate, but we did get a Geno Smith sighting, which, for the most part, I guess you could say he played pretty well until the last play where Tyler Lockett tripped. But like I said, if you guys follow me on social media, I did tweet out what happens with Geno. What happened with Geno usually is what happened. It's like the same thing, even though that wasn't specifically his fault, because it's just like if something can go wrong, it does go wrong with Geno Smith. Like that particular thing wasn't his fault, but it was just the way that it all transpired. Now, look, we're going to talk about Matthew Stafford because to me, he could have had a lot more yards. He could have threw for like 500 yards. He was a lot of overthrows, underthrows. He wasn't really, even that major completion of Deshaun Jackson was underthrown, and he had to come back and find the ball. So it wasn't something to where it's like, oh my goodness, bro, this guy's balling. I think he needs some time to kind of, figure out what's going on because he was really very erratic yesterday. But the Rams showed that even despite some type of play like that, they can still win. Robert Woods was really, really good. He, in my opinion, he was a major part of the victory. 150 yards, 14 targets. He had 12 receptions. But Cooper Kupp, he's a guy that will just run a shallow cross and just take the defense with him. So he's a guy that opens up the rest of the field. I do think that the way that they're built, they can be a formidable opponent to go all the way. It's just that, like I said, Matthew Stafford, with some of the throws that he's made, he's gonna have to tune that down a little bit more and make sure that he understands. Like if you keep doing that, better teams are going to pick the ball off all the time, and you're gonna have a lot more turnovers. Because that's one of the things. Like even the commentators, like Troy Aikman, he's like, "Yo, bro, like you could just see it. It's underthrown. It's overthrown." There was a lot of that going on. So I don't think he had a particularly good game. Overall, 365, 1 TD, 1 interception. That interception was tipped, but overall, just looking at it, I wasn't impressed with a lot of the throws that I saw him miss, and I was very, very disappointed because he's supposed to be the upgrade over Jared Goff. Now, is he? Yes, but last night it was kind of weird. He didn't show it. Now they did say that his finger popped out, and then they brought him to the sideline and popped it back in, and then he came back in and played. So that might have had something to do with a lot of the throws that were being made. But yeah, like if you watch the entirety of the game, you wouldn't really feel that he's that, the same Matthew Stafford that we thought he would be. You would say like, yo, something's going on with this guy. Like, what is he doing exactly? The run game, Darrell Henderson, it is what it is. I think he did a decent job getting that 82 yards on the ground, 17 carries, 4.8 average. Sonny Michel, he's not really used as much as he used to be used. So, a lot of things just have to mesh right now. I do believe that if you give them like a formidable, because I don't know if, is Henderson that every down back that they're going to need to win, when they have to run the ball? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. He did have a touchdown, 17 carries, like I said, 4.8 average. Sonny Michel also, I don't think that they're every down backs. I think that they're trying to work it in to kind of figure out what they need to do, because if they get a decent run game with the passing game that they have, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop this team on any day. You know what I'm saying? Like the Arizona Cardinals beat the hell out of them, but games like that are going to happen during the season, and you just have to get better week to week. But I want to see what, their plans are, because that's the one thing that I think they're missing offensively. If they had like a regular, just every down back, and, we just knew that he could go out there and do whatever, I don't believe that Henderson is going to be able to live up to this every week. I honestly just don't. Like I said, I'm not sure about it, but just watching him, like, a sole game for the entirety, I didn't really see enough from him last night. You know what I'm saying? But again, with the way that their offense is, if you get the right running back, that guy's going to eat crazy, because nobody wants to give up the deep bomb to Deshaun Jackson. And to be honest, Deshaun Jackson is wide open almost every single play. He's getting over the top of a lot of coverages. For some reason, I don't know if Stafford is injured or whatever, he can't get the ball down there to him. And like I said, I don't know that situation. But now we jump over to the Seahawks. Russell Wilson and Geno Smith, right? So Russell Wilson is out there, he's balling, he's doing whatever he does, throws a dot to DK Metcalf, he scores. Geno Smith comes in, throws another dot, like dudes are scoring, right? The issue with this is once Russell Wilson gets injured, we know exactly what's going to happen. Geno Smith has a really, really wild reputation in the league But, kudos to him for still being able to land a backup job. But you have to be able to go out there and make the plays. Now, like I said, Tyler Lockett, when you go back and look at the replay, it looks like he tripped on his own feet. So it was a good no call. It wasn't like he got, pushed or bumped or anything like that. He just, he tripped over his own feet. And that's a drive that would have been able to say, you know what, Geno Smith, you handle this. Because the sprained finger for Russell Wilson, it's probably going to get inflamed, and then you're going to have to wait for the swelling to go down and stuff like that throughout the week. And, from that point, you'll be able to figure out what's going to be happening for the next game. But, Geno, he threw a pick, so most people are just going to remember him throwing the pick. Like, nobody's going to look at it like, oh, yo, Tyler Lockett, he tripped down or whatever like that. They're just going to remember him throwing the pick. And that's the thing that I meant when I tweeted out. Like, this guy, everything that can go wrong always goes wrong with Geno Smith. So if you're a Seahawk fan and you're looking to kind of see what's going to be happening going forward, it's going to be kind of wild, bro. Because now, depending on how Russell Wilson feels, like he's the leader, he's that guy that makes those plays. You know what you're going to get out of Russell Wilson. Geno Smith, not so much. Now, this is another team. They don't have an identity. They've long gone from beast mode. They don't have an identity at rushing. There's no real rushing attack. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. I do think offensively, DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are enough of weapons for for the quarterback to go out and do stuff. Not with Geno Smith though. They can be formidable or whatever, but they're not going to be a team that can actually win with Geno Smith under center. That's just my opinion. Maybe he can prove me wrong if he has to play again, if Russell Wilson can't fix the situation. But I got to tell you right now, they have no running game. And we could argue that, the Rams, they have a really good run D, but, it is what it is. Like if you can run the ball, you're going to be able to show it. I did not see it. It looks like it's the same old Seahawks situation where Russell Wilson is the entire offense, and if he's out, everything just stops. And like I said, I know Geno Smith came in 131 yards, the 1 TD, the 1 pick late, but it looks like it's the same situation. The offense is completely built around Russell Wilson escaping and doing all the other kind of stuff and throwing the ball and finding the wide open guy, and that's it. There's nothing else really going on with this team, in my opinion. So we're going to have to see going forward, especially with this injury, how are they going to bounce back from this? You know what I'm saying? Like, Stafford's going to have to work on those throws. Like I said, a lot of underthrows, a lot of overthrows, a lot of weird I don't know what he was doing. He can work on that and figure that out. Russell Wilson being out and you having to deal with Geno Smith as a Seahawks fan, that doesn't make it look pretty. It just doesn't look right for all the parties involved. So let's just go ahead and buckle down and see what goes on in the coming weeks. But other than that, I'm going to see you guys later for the Sunday games. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Enjoy your day. One love, y'all.